Hey, good afternoon, folks. My name's Peter, and welcome to another part of Ace Combat 7. Now, the war's getting really interesting now. Allied forces on Osia's side is making great strides in combating Eurasia's use of the... that's not the Arcbird. Oh, what was it? Oh, thank you, memory. Because I know the Arcbird was a pivotal craft in Ace Combat 5. Oh, it'll come to me. The Arsenal Bird, that's it, yeah. We shot one of those down using Stonehenge, a weapon system primarily used for destroying asteroids, and then was later commandeered by Erusia during the events of Ace Combat 4, until we snatched it back to get rid of the Arsenal Bird in this game. So let's see where we go.
Mihai's second sortie was designed to calculate how his physiology changed under the stress of combat. My job was to compare his performance as a pilot now to when he was younger and understand how his skills evolved. To tell you the truth, I'm not sure I wanted to know the answers anymore. For a man his age, Mihai's body was unbelievably resilient, remarkably flexible. His reflexes were as sharp as they ever were. Still, after all those years of flying in the outer layers of the atmosphere, even someone as strong as Mihai wasn't immune to the effects of the strain. The human body is fragile. It was not meant to handle the excessive amounts of radiation that constantly bombarded the stratosphere.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just waiting for the cutscene to
Mihai's second
stop.
sortie, we used a flight suit that was still untested. He seemed fine on takeoff. By the time he landed back at the base, it was clearly a mess. He got caught in a surprise dogfight with an especially stubborn enemy. It took a while for Mihai to bring him
Oh,
back.
you mean about... Oh, yeah, I usually stream when I put the busy status up on Discord and click over the
The suit
streaming
was
mode on Discord
ineffective.
so it goes purple.
According to the data, it wouldn't let him fly to his full
Well, you're
potential.
right. I've just started. Don't worry. Don't you worry.
A new flight suit was made to my exact specifications. When it finally arrived, Mihai's granddaughters glared at me with their disapproval. They blamed me for the pain their grandfather had to keep enduring.
What can you blame them, quite frankly?
Mihai remained stoic. He wasn't the type of man who cared about anything that happened here on the ground. I wasn't worried about it. I was confident the new suit would protect him thoroughly, so that he could maneuver his plane any way he wanted. The moment he took off in his new flight suit, I realized what I had failed to before. Right after takeoff, as the wheels retracted, the plane suddenly arced up. It accelerated so quickly. I had never seen a plane move like that before. Mihai hit the high G's multiple times before disappearing into the blue. The support team couldn't even keep up. And then I knew. I understood why he never seemed to care about restoring his stolen country back to its former glory, and why he didn't seem to care about anything that happened here on the ground. Of course, Mihai's kingdom was the sky.
But yeah, it's kind of of an ordeal telling everyone that wants that I'm streaming. Most of the time, it's usually down to the subscribing to thing that alerts people that I'm streaming. I let the system do the work, most of the work for me. Usually.
The operation to capture Erusia's capital, Farbanti, is beginning. This is the culmination of our work. We need to capture the Erusian forces' general headquarters in the south of Farbanti and end this war. The plan is for ground troops to attack Farbanti from both the east and north, and a task fleet will attack from the southwest. We will secure
Oh,
air superiority
that's
over
very
the
weird.
capital, while providing air support for
Oh,
our
I'll look into
allies
that
on the
afterwards.
ground and in the water as required.
Maybe their server's been a bit weird or
By all
something.
accounts, we expect this to be an intense, full-scale battle across land, sea, and air. Should you need to replenish your ammunition or make necessary repairs to your craft, a return line has been set up in the north. During
That's
this
very weird.
operation, we will also be tasked with having to destroy the communications satellite.
I don't know why that is, sorry. I mean,
If we take down the information communications system,
pretty
we
weird.
believe they have
Like I said, I've only started about
it
10
should
minutes
plunge
ago, if
Erusia
that.
into chaos. Once the capital falls, the Erusian military will be isolated and thrown into chaos, making it easier for us to end the war. However, that can't happen until after the capital falls, so you guys are the stars of this battle. Erusia will fight like a tiger, but we cannot lose. We must seize the capital and end this war.
Right, needless to say, this is a rather difficult mission. I mean, it looks pretty straightforward from the get-go, but certain factors that will become clear later will illustrate how difficult it is. We've got a lot of ground targets in this one, a lot of air targets as well, so ideally we want something with a bit of something a bit quick, something heavily armed. Let's see what else we can unlock. I don't think we can unlock many more aircraft now. Oh, I don't know. We could have enough. Nah, they're getting very expensive now. I mean, ideally I would like to go for the Berkut, because that's very good. I haven't really flown the pack. It was one of the boss characters in Ace Combat Assault Horizon, which I think where it made its debut. Excuse me. But I just generally don't bother with a lot of novelty aircraft like that and the Wyvern, the Falcon, that kind of thing. I mean, they're fun to fly, but I think it's something you'd rather like play with once the game is finished and all that, you know, that sort of thing. That could be handy, actually, come to think of it. But I need to get Raphael, of course. I thought I had that unlocked. I'm not really sure how handy that is, if I'm honest. The oh wow, it's a million. Because there's a lot of little components that make like missiles generally harder to lock onto you, and so on and so forth. I mean, you can equip an aircraft with jamming pods, I believe, to like fire up and then use it as a special weapon only a few times to stop a missile from locking onto you. But I think it's called a dash or something, dash 10. Well, the real world equivalent anyway. So yeah, we need something with some good air-to-ground capabilities and still be moving enough. And I'm looking at the Typhoon because I usually go as that my default. Well, it says it's a fighter, but it's got a lot of multi-role capabilities with it, so don't really know. Eagle's nice. You know what? I'm going to demonstrate the laser weapons. We've got the right parts. Yeah, here it is. It's like a pod you have underneath the aircraft that just fires lasers, quite frankly. It's very Star Wars-esque and such, but I like it. It's got a good sort of rapidish fire to destroy ground and air targets simultaneously. Yeah, it is a bit of a silly jump when a game puts in lasers for just for giggles and stuff. It's especially if it's a modern contemporary set game. Yeah, Mark II Oppressor, we're looking at you and judging you. But anyway, we'll need parts. I believe I need some. Yeah, there we are. So the range is up. The hit zone is up for the lasers, which is good. I think we can avoid that and we'll have something else instead of a laser. Laser nature. Small red bombs. Standard missile lock. No, I think that's the okay, that's fine, and we'll put in something relating to missiles if we can. That'll do, yeah. I mean, the best aircraft for A8 anti-aircraft missions is the QAAM, which is a quick anti-aircraft missile. You can lock onto it at like a 6 or 3 o'clock hard below your canopy and such. It'll lock on and still track that target very well. And I decimated an entire squadron with those missiles. But for now, we'll give the lasers a go because everyone loves lasers, right?
Strider Squadron, proceed to runway. Sortie ASAP.
And this is one example of the laser. There's another one which basically fires a straight continuous beam of laser, and you can use that to sweep targets quite quickly. At obviously at range, because close up we have to just keep it trained on like a semi-active air-to-air missile. It'll all make sense later, trust me when I show it to you. So it's 5:20 in the afternoon, there's a few clouds, and we're going to the capital.
Our troops have engaged at Farbanti Reconstruction Park, Silver Bridge, and the submerged area. We need you to help our boys in those 3 locations. This'll end the war. It's time. Commence the operation. Our friends are waiting. Lately, as your company commander, I felt some of you young bucks coming after my championship.
Okay, let's get the ground targets first, because they're closest.
So I
Ish. Oops, a daisy! Sorry about that throw too. Just like knocked off his entire rudder system.
Let's get out there, take care of business, come back in one piece.
Yeah, I think it started when he started to crash.
Head that way if you need to refuel. Good luck, everyone.
Yeah, we have a return line to the north of us, which is really handy.
Count is back in
And
the
will actually come in
saddle,
useful if we
Cyclops.
run out of lasers.
Good to be flying with you again,
You know,
partner.
because lasers are finite.
No, it's real funny.
Right, when it turns red,
Moving to capture Farbanti Reconstruction
pew 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 pew.
Park. Already engaged with the enemy. It seems the enemy was fast to detect them. We could use some air support.
There's a few SAM sites down there we'll get rid of. Right, again, this is the usual kill 21,000 worth of targets in 13.5 minutes. Whoa, Nelly. Okay, here we go. Ideally with a laser you want to like sort of A10 gun style, just go right down the middle.
SAM site destroyed.
And what's that over there? Is that no, it's a, I thought it was a helicopter. Yeah, and he wants me dead it seems. So let's return the favour in kind. At least wound him.
Enemy is locked on. Break away. Anti-air gun eliminated. Vehicle confirmed destroyed.
Yeah, that's the wrong angle. It was. So it's kind of funny, I tell myself not to fire it and just fire it anyway, just in case I get lucky. Oh, that's a more reliable angle. Okay. Damn it.
split our forces in two and meet both threats at once. Trigger, head for either area.
Damn it, just knocked out of range. And tickled me arse. It's okay, I'm the protagonist. It takes 3 missiles to get rid of me. I'm fine. No, that's not gonna hit.
Strider 2, Fox 2. I'm on its back.
Right. Yeah, you can see how much bullshit the laser is. It's almost too effective at aircraft. But it's a little bit finicky just to get it right in the centre. So I don't know, you might as well launch a missile. And miss. Right, as instructed, we're going to try one of these groups of targets. Ideally I want to get rid of that SAM on the way. There we go. Right, there's a whole fleet of the suckers out here, so as you can see, this capital city has been submerged. There's an ominous crater right there, as you can see. Those are during the events of Ace Combat 4 when the asteroid Ulysses crashed a lot of large cities. Something that I believe Stonehenge failed to protect entirely. And I think it's a story for Ace Combat 6 that a lot of other countries are actually bitter at the fact that they were hit harder than others.
Keep sending the enemy forces to their watery graves. They have a lock on me. Locked on bandit.
Right, this is dangerous because I'm using lasers to attack anti-aircraft ships. Because these Aegis are really just difficult.
Strider 1, enemy behind you. This is Squad 6, locked on bandit. One wrong move out here and you're dead.
Right, 8 minutes to go. I know. I know. I know, but I didn't do anything about it. Oh well. Yeah. Oh well.
Our troops have engaged at Farbanti Reconstruction Park, Silver Bridge, and
Yeah, that's my fault. I should have banked left or right.
we need you to help our boys in those 3 locations. This'll end the war. It's time. Commence the operation.
It's usually best to go and attack the ground targets first
Lately, as your company commander,
to hopefully get as many of the aircraft not interested in you. So they're all busy down there and we're not going any closer to rile them up, you see.
run up the score a little bit. Just to show you guys how it's done. I trust I can count on all you to keep up. Let's get out there, take care of business, come back in
Yes.
one piece.
Put our ducks in a row.
Strider 1, return line is to the north. Head that way if you need to refuel. Good luck, everyone. Our ground forces are now moving to capture Farbanti Reconstruction Park. They're already engaged with the enemy. It seems the enemy was fast to detect them. They can use some air support. Count is back in the saddle as Cyclops 2. It's good to be flying with you again, partner.
Cute. No, it's real funny.
Got a look at that AA spread.
Strider 1, target destroyed.
Nope. I don't think the lasers were supposed to for this mission. Here come the others.
Half the enemy's already down. That LRSSV is really something.
They got a lock on you, Strider 1.
Take advantage of that one there. I still missed somehow. Nice, thank you. You don't see it very often, but sometimes the allied NPCs do take care of a target for you. Obviously, it's up to you as the player character to make the most of it, but
Forces are heading for 2 separate combat zones. We need to split our forces in 2 and meet both threats at once. Trigger, head for either area. Cyclops will take care of the other one.
Roger.
Not bad, not bad. Strider 1, watch your tail.
yeah, believe me, trying to. Damn it!
One to 6. Locked on.
Stay forward and keep your eyes on the enemy.
Incidentally, I saw the recently released Top Gun Maverick trailer. Said to a few friends that it's very weird for a film to have a prequel so far apart from the original. Sequel, even not prequel. Looks interesting. I mean, the original Top Gun from when I was growing up was a very sort of bare bones kind of rather fantasticized view of a military film. I mean, a very sort of I don't want to say unrealistic, but at the same time, very sort of like an arcadey version of events of wartime. So compared to like the more gritty Behind Enemy Lines film, Top Gun was a bit more sort of action, sort of rom-com, sort of not rom-com, like a romance subplot, whatever. I think the sequel, Maverick, might have a few similarities to that, which is
The submerged area is all yours.
it's alright. It's not. Doesn't look like it's trying to be too serious quite yet. I mean,
Roger.
there were a lot of dramatic moments in the original and stuff, but I do like a sequel that has the original at heart, you know. Yeah, I think I definitely picked that wrong place. Yeah, I might just change aircraft and stuff, but at least I got to demonstrate the lasers. Yeah, we're gonna need some anti-ground weaponry. Like I said, the lasers are okay for that sort of thing, but I think for this we need something a little bit, something a bit more kick. Maybe some. I get some laser-guided bombs. They're pretty good for like locking onto a single target and then letting the splash damage do more damage. Let's have a look. I think one of the others. Yeah, this one had it. Yeah. Let me just check the specs, because yeah, if we buff it with a few parts that we've now got available in terms of bomb stuff, we should be okay. I mean, we can take that off for a starter, because we're not really into the machine gun right now. Lock on speed. Yeah, more bombs. Yeah, double the bombs, thank you. Special bomb power, that's good. Additional bomb explosives for the range. Yeah, that's more of a rocket thing. Yeah. It's funny just talking about Top Gun and we're getting the Tomcat out. That's serendipitous. Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah.
Strider Squadron, proceed to runway. Sortie ASAP.
The good thing about Ace Combat games in general, pretty much the entire saga, is if you're faced with a difficult mission and you've got a fair amount of aircraft at your disposal, you can just chop and change and just find what works best for you in that situation. Like obviously with a lot of ground targets you're going to need to have something more ground attack based focus, but at the same time you've still got a variety of jets to choose that are proficient in that area. Rockets are good, like the unguided rockets, a little bit inaccurate though for me, but still pretty effective in the larger areas.
Our troops have engaged at Farbanti Reconstruction Park, Silver Bridge, and the submerged area. We need you to help our boys in those 3 locations. This'll end the war.
And obviously when we
It's time. Commence the
rearm,
operation. Our friends are
refuel,
waiting.
repair, yada yada yada,
Lately, as your
we
company
can change our
commander,
loadout at base
I've
anyway.
got some of you young bucks coming after my championship belt. You're really putting the pressure on me. So I think I'm gonna go out there and run up the score a little bit. Just to show you guys how it's done.
Right, let's just demonstrate how effective this is.
Let's get out there, take care of business, come back in one piece.
So you fly with the target,
Our ground forces are now
not too
moving to capture
quickly,
Farbanti Reconstruction
and it will
Park.
lock on for you,
They're already engaged with the
and
enemy.
then bombs away.
It seems the enemy was fast to detect them. They could use some air support.
Yeah, that up in the range is actually very effective now, because I can get almost 2 targets if they're close together.
Good luck, everyone. Count is back in the saddle as Cyclops 2. It's good to be flying with you again, partner.
Pretty sure I got both those targets.
Yeah, it's real funny.
Our air support has stopped the enemy. Advance on the hospital.
Oh dear. How low can you go?
It'll be a grind.
Did I completely miss?
That was a fast response. Looks like the enemy understands how important this place is. Fox 2!
Half the enemy's already down. That LRSSG is really something. Strider 1, missile. I'm taking fire, but I can still fight. Bandit evaded attack. Trying again. Enemy missile detected.
Cyclops 1, launching missile.
No, I didn't even hit him. Don't think.
Breaking. Heads up. Bandit behind you. Cram 2. On my target tail.
Oh, flipping heck. Yeah, most of the time you're just hearing nothing but missile locks all the time. That'll be infuriating now and again, but all you can do is just maneuver and hope for the best.
Roger. The park will be destroyed. You'll need a big shot clear the way.
I know the feeling.
Now, support team.
Good old Swedish Gripen.
Strider 1, missile inbound.
I believe Saab made the Gripen. Which is funny because they're a car company. And then one day they just went, oh okay, we'll try jets for once.
We need to split our forces.
Very unusual designs they have for their aircraft. Kind of nice.
Head into the area. Cyclops will take care of the other.
Roger.
Right, Sam, I don't like you and you hate me, so let's make it even. Mate, uneven because he's dead now. Right, now we're going to head out to sea. Should be able to unrun the... No, I can't. I'm not in a MiG, I can't outrun missiles. My words, they fail me.
Strider 1, locked on target.
Nah, that's not going to hit. Right, hopefully this will have enough damage just to crack through. Flipping heck, I've got a few of them on my tail. Right, I want to find the...
Okay, Trigger. The submerged area is all yours. We'll deal with the other threat.
We start at the outer edge first and make our way forward. That'll be the best.
Roger.
Battlecruiser, okay. Right, we've got 3,700 out of a possible 21,000.
Missile.
Missile is closing. Strider 1, break!
Missile. Missile.
Right, so far so good. Yeah, that battlecruiser is made of something strong, as the name suggests.
Special delivery.
You know what? Let's go and pickle him.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Yeah, and just as you can see, we've stripped it off every gun, just left the superstructure.
Strider 4, evasive action, now!
Missile.
Strider 1, missile inbound.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Enemy's got a lock.
Missile. Missile.
Nah, we're coming in too quickly.
Missile.
Bombs need time to guide themselves to the target.
Missile. Missile.
Target in gun range.
Missile.
Fox 2, Fox 2.
Oh lordy.
Missile confirmed.
Got it, finally.
Lost 30% of our fleet. It's going to be difficult to complete our mission given these circumstances.
Missile launched, evading.
Yeah, those jets want me for your breakfast.
Bombs away. Everyone's requesting backup. It'll take forever to get here.
Nice. Damn it.
Fox 2, Fox
I thought I had him head on. When in doubt, machine gun.
I'm behind my target.
Yeah, it's a problem with me. I use the emergency turn a lot of the time, so I invariably stall.
warning. Enemy has a bead on you.
That's an Aegis, we want to get rid of that. And quick turn. And start drilling it.
Steer clear of the
Nice.
Allied ships. Just how many did we lose?
It's raining missiles out here. Watch yourself.
Nice.
Bandit down.
Sometimes it is best to play chicken with them and just to go head on with a missile. Hopefully they don't veer out the way in the nick of time.
Strider 4, Fox 2.
Right, I sunk your battleship.
Target obliterated.
Right, 7 minutes. We're about halfway there. It's not fantastic, but it's not bad either.
Bombs away.
Right, that's the whole fleet gun.
Field out the harbor, preventing us from landing. Strider 3, Fox
Right, 7 minutes to go.
on my target's back. Time to punch through. Enemy reinforcements on radar. Take them out. Split up.
Got him.
If this drags on, the greater our losses. Roger that.
Right, now we head back in inland. There's a lot of ground targets that have, in air quotes, appeared on radar that we didn't see before somehow.
Destroy the enemy's left fleet and then we can regroup.
Missile launched.
Right, I dare we can find some that are clustered up
All your Strider.
and get a 2-for-1 deal.
One squadron at the Silver Bridge.
That'll work.
now.
That'll be alright. Keep calm and missile on. Right, this is when it gets a bit arduous. You're just constantly pushing the score up. You want to go as fast as you can, obviously, without crashing. No heroics.
In gun range. Missile launched.
There's actually a few ships in this region as well that could be bombed if we're lucky, but they're hiding behind the buildings, so that's a little bit more difficult, as you can see with the imprecise locking on.
Eyeball to Tucker 2-4. Requesting fire for range. Coordinates 2294-5002. Targeted enemy MBT formation. Fire for effect with your...
Don't think it's going to work though. No. Never mind.
Eyeball to Tucker 2-4. Bracketing in place. Fire for effect. Roger. Any firing data. Ashley 2870, elevation 237. Prepare the volley. Fire. Break through the enemy line. Make your way to the headquarters. And...
And we're out of bombs.
Broadcaster, this is Mate 1. We'll handle the rest.
All aircraft, move on to assist other units.
Thanks, LRSSG. Take it from here.
Oh, that was a secret one. Nailed him. I think I've done that one before though, so it probably won't count this time.
Fire support.
Right, here we go. One more bomb left.
The balance is in our favor.
Right, now we want to turn back. It's cutting it a bit close, but we should be okay. Besides, here we're going to get some more bombs. I mean, even though we carried about 30 of them somewhere,
Maintain course to return for resupply.
yeah, we're going to need a lot more.
Our allies aren't advancing as we hoped.
Yeah, well,
Strider 1,
we can skip that. You know what happens, plane lands, and so on and so forth. Yeah, we'll get some of that.
Strider 1, this is control tower. Our allies aren't advancing as we hoped.
I don't think the takeoff...
Hit the areas where the enemy forces are thickest. We've spotted enemy.
I really wish it wouldn't do that. It locks onto the same target with all missiles, and I want them to ideally spread around.
Helped other allies in trouble. You don't need to try and target every enemy. Just keep your focus. Take one down, then move on to the next.
Damn it. Oh my word, I fucked up so hard. I'm gonna return to base.
Chaff and flares launched. Strider 4, evasive action, now!
That's really embarrassing.
Powerful AA defense system in the AO. Coordinates Tango 28, Lima 39.
Maintain course to return for resupply.
95% damage. I'm surprised that didn't take me out.
Strider 1, this is
Yep. Yeah, we're gonna need those.
Strider 1, this is control tower.
Right, this actually might fail the mission now because I've spent so long rearming twice and repairing twice.
As good as the ones on Silver Bridge.
That'll do it.
You guys ever talk about
I don't think it's going to hit him now. No.
Enemy anti-aircraft gun destroyed.
think that might be a fuel depot.
Locked on bandit.
Missile. Missile.
That's why they've got problems. They've got an Aegis in dock. Hopefully that works.
Bandit destroyed. Well done. Target destroyed by Strider 1. Bandit has a lock.
Let's try down this way actually.
Trying again. Don't let him any closer. Lock on. Good night.
Well, that's
Lock on bandit. 30 seconds remaining.
First half on men? What about the reinforcements? Fatigue is starting to set in. Maintain your composure. Almost through this. Keep pushing forward. That bridge will be ours.
Missile.
Let me slide in on that tail.
Missile.
Enemy has a lock on.
Missile.
Your air support concealed. You can organize resistance from the Erusian
talk about a close one.
Operation nearly complete. Just need to see it through. Understood. Understood.
All right.
Understood. Understood.
yeah. The more difficult missions in this game don't really tend to come from the bosses or
Listen
anything
carefully.
heavily armored.
Caster. We have the upper
Um,
hand. The enemy headquarters
It's usually
is
getting the
almost
target score in the amount of time.
All enemy satellites also underway. All going according to plan. The end of the war is in sight. Think of something you'd like to eat, guys? Because I'm buying.
Roger that.
Man, don't jinx us. You're right. New bogeys. No, 5 Su-30s inbound. It's Mr. Rex.
It sure is. I believe this little snippet was from one of the trailers.
What's going on here? I don't believe it. We've just lost ship 3 and 4. We're taking heavy damage. It's like this monster is toying with us out there.
Yeah, here they come.
Got to do something.
LRSSG, we have an emergency order from Mission Command. Bring down Mr. X. I know it's a tall order, but HQ wouldn't ask if they didn't have faith in you.
There they are. It's the snowbirds. The 2 leaders are at a different level, but don't underestimate the rest of them either.
Missile.
This should prove to be fun. What do you mean? It's just like you say. The enemy has experienced fighters in their midst. Locked on. Not bad. They're as good as Rick says.
No.
Teamwork is somewhat lacking.
One ship is sunk. Single fighter coming back around.
Don't let Mr. X run wild. Friendlies are suffering heavy damage.
Missile.
Taking fire. Gotcha, pal.
Attack missed.
Star
Hostile
Wars
behind
missile.
you. Shake him off.
I shouldn't have missed.
An enemy is behind you.
Damn. Those lackeys fly like champions.
I got it.
Mr. X is eating through the Osean forces.
No, 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 no. Who are these guys? Say goodbye.
Missile.
Evade that missile.
Missile. Missile.
So am I.
Flare warning.
Yeah, I fired the flares after I've been hit with a missile. Well done, Pete.
You're sure he's human?
This one's got skills.
That one's got flares.
Fox 2.
Strider 1, locked on target. Fox 2, Fox 2.
What's this guy eating to fly like that? Locked on. Go down. Didn't think that'd miss. I'm hit!
See you later, Herman.
Stay focused. We've still got a monster to slay.
Star warning.
Locked on.
Whoa! Close enough.
They've got their flight envelopes nailed down.
Ship was sunk soon after. That's the last we heard from them.
Not long before our forces are routed.
Fox 2.
Call in our air support ASAP. Yes, I'm talking about them.
Missile.
Cyclops, Strider, stop Mr. X.
It's alright, he stopped me instead. I had plenty of time to manoeuvre. I should have seen that one coming. Thankfully, checkpoints.
What's going on here? I don't believe it. We just lost ship 3 and 4. We're taking heavy damage. It's like this monster is toying with us out there. We've got to do something.
Yeah, this is pretty much one of the more difficult missions in the entire saga.
SSG, we have an emergency order
Well, the
from
game,
Mission
not saga.
Command. Bring down Mr. X. I know it's a tall order, but HQ wouldn't ask if they didn't have faith in you.
There they are. It's the snowbirds. The 2 leaders are on a different level. But don't underestimate the rest of them either.
Missile.
This should prove to be fun.
Flipping heck.
It's just like you say. The enemy has experienced fighters in their midst.
One ship is sunk. Little fighter coming back around.
Don't let Mr. X run wild. Friendlies are suffering heavy damage.
This one's got skills.
Nice. Point blank range with a missile.
No. Who are these guys?
I swear you never have enough flares. Like, you've got all the missiles in the universe, and all of a sudden, 5 flares, if that.
Fox 2.
Don't go at him alone. 2 or more on each target.
The ship was sunk soon after. That's the last we heard from them.
Not long before our forces are routed.
I see they've still got a running pilot.
Flipping heck. Yeah, this is when the whole allied NPCs not shooting the targets becomes annoying, because in sort of boss levels like this in any Ace Combat game, it is strictly almost 99% of the time up to you alone to clear the entire area. The allies are just windows dressing for all intent and purpose. I mean,
What's going on here? I don't believe it.
it is
Just lost ship 3 and 4.
obviously you don't want the computer doing the game for you.
It's like this
But
monster is toying
say like you hit one with a missile, and you would like nicer than I could finish that one off.
SSG, we have an emergency order from Mission Command.
It's
Bring down
a little bit
Mr.
infuriating
X.
at times.
I know it's a tall order, but HQ wouldn't ask if they didn't have faith in you.
But I'm pretty sure I can do this with this aircraft.
Leaders are on a different level. But don't underestimate the rest of them either.
Missile.
This should prove to be fun. It's just like you say. The enemy has experienced fighters in their midst.
Come on, did any of those missiles hit at all?
Locked on.
God, he's really close. Oh dear.
Don't let Mr. X run wild. Friendlies are suffering heavy damage.
Me too in past lives. I've suffered a lot more than just damage.
Strider 1, missile away.
Right, he's mine.
Missile.
Strider 1, missile heading your way.
Missile.
The escorts are seized.
Damn it, I fired flares already and they're still after me.
The Ocean forces.
No. Who are these guys? They got a beat on you.
That's Mr. X. I don't think he goes down until later,
Strider 3,
but you might be able to. Oh!
You're mine.
Cyclops 3. I've been hit. I gotta eject.
Good, that's another one gone.
Take them out one by one.
I mean, no, Cyclops are the allies.
Listen, Trigger, real talk. We keep this up, someone's not going home. I'll act as a lure. Meanwhile, you shoot down Mr. X.
What?
Missile.
Alright, he grabbed the bait. Time to take him for a ride. Target is hit. Nice.
Damn it!
Missile away. In gun range.
One of them hit at least.
Missile. Missile.
Locked on.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
One flare left.
Cyclops 4, Fox 2.
Come on, come on.
Missile.
Still a few left as well. This is annoying.
We've still got a monster to slay.
Yes!
See where your plane is headed. Eject. Forgive me. Good luck.
You're quite the entertainer, but the show's over with this next shot. Wasn't a bad pilot.
Wiseman, missile closing. I'll keep him on me. Just a bit longer.
Yeah, I think that event is scripted. No matter what you do, he will get shot down.
Wiseman, eject already, Wiseman.
I'm sorry, Count. This plane exploded.
Wiseman, stay strong. We're not done here.
Cyclops 2, you've got the lead.
Wiseman,
Shit! Negative, Cyclops 2, you're the lead.
I can't do it. Trigger should take command.
The duty is yours.
That's impossible.
Do it.
Damn it. Cyclops 4, form an element. We need our top gun if we're gonna take out that bastard.
We'll go count.
Fox 3,
Damn, I want to go to Trigger's aid, but I can't keep up.
missile hit. Good job. Alright.
Damn.
Now go finish the job. Get Mr. X, Trigger. Shoot it down,
No, that's
Trigger.
wrong angle.
You can do it. In fact, you're the only one who can.
Of course I am. I'm the player character. I'm the only one who could do it.
My radar suddenly turned off.
Huh. That's interesting.
My data won't update.
My HUD is
Damn it.
down.
What was that?
I've lost radar contact. Watch out.
Look at the sky. Towards the sun.
Sun's over that way.
A star? No. Maybe an explosion?
This is Soul Squadron. Head home. It's not safe to stick around here if we lose our base.
Listen up. We've just lost our real-time connection with Mission Command. It's not just Mission Command. I'm not getting any response from outside our LOS.
Well, he's gotten away for now. That's who Mr. X is.
The operation was a success. We didn't get the orders that should have come after the operation.
They have said in the story, in the cutscenes, who he is.
Scheduled airport. All aircraft, leave this airspace immediately. Negative. They've got a debt to pay.
Obviously a little bit ambiguous. It's not confirmed right now, but
We all feel the same way.
you can probably hazard a guess as to who he might be.
So Wiseman died for nothing.
This is a peacekeeping force forward base near Erusian territory. Other Allied aircraft have probably been forced to make emergency landings at other airfields. We don't know much. The mission to capture the capital is nearly complete, but we unfortunately have no intel. The enemy communication satellites are down, and we have confirmed the deaths of several Erusian leaders. But our enemy was smart. They had a similar plan. Our own communication systems were destroyed at approximately the same time. We have no idea when or if they'll come back online. Stand by for further details.
Yeah, this is a bit of a game changer now in terms of story. Obviously, modern technology relies on a lot of communication. Therein is usually carried by satellites and stuff, so you knock them out, and you have just general disarray all over the board, military, civilian alike.
As far as the chaos we find ourselves in these days, it's difficult to say which side pulled the trigger first. Erusia deployed an automatic intercept system with drones. Osea implemented long-range attacks to bypass them. So Erusia decided to sabotage Osea's communications and navigation technology. Erusia couldn't launch a satellite themselves, but they were still able to hack the software of the Osean transmission and navigation systems. Before Osea even noticed, half of their satellites were hijacked. That's when things got ugly. In an attempt to knock out each other's capabilities, Both forces launched fighters loaded with anti-satellite missiles at the same time. Only military satellites were targeted. However, their destruction created a debris field in orbit, which wiped out scores of other satellites, both private and government-owned. What kept the world relatively sane up to that point had been free-flowing data and information. But now, those were gone. All that remained was chaos and confusion. Government and civilian broadcasts and transmissions were cut off. The flow of information had ceased. Forces on both sides of the conflict now found themselves unable to communicate with their superiors. Many of the smaller countries annexed by Erusia and yearning for their independence seized the opportunity and started their own uprisings. As for why some of Osia's military decided to break off from the main force and continue on their own, I have no idea. Perhaps there was some sort of dispute over the chain of command. The continent that had once seen wars that were only fought between Osia and Erusia was now full of numerous conflicts between rival leaders vying for power. Insurgencies were everywhere. I even heard a rumor that a group of Osian convicts had rebelled. Rumors. It never ceased to amaze me that even at a crazy time like this, something as trivial as a rumor could find its way here. Communications from corporate were cut off. Apparently, the entire computer network was down. It was a wise decision to make our drones autonomous with AI instead of being radio-controlled. Wise and forward-thinking. Even with their GPS offline, they can still use their sensors to navigate as long as they're working properly. I'm sure the drones are still working perfectly, following their mission orders to the letter. I wish I could upload Mihai's new data to them. But without a connection, I can't upload the software to the active drones. The new ones we're making, though, there should still be enough time to upgrade those before they're activated. I'll be taking the data I've acquired away from the front lines now. Oh, and I'll be taking the girls, too. I told my assistant Masa it was time to get Mihai's granddaughters ready to leave here. She's not much older than the girls, but she has a way about her, and I'm sure she won't have any trouble with it.
Yeah, this is
I saw a plane flying off in the distance. I imagine it was looking for a safer place. The plane had a rose emblem on it.
this is indicative of how each side has its fair share of villains too. That's seemingly benign when you meet them.
Erusia's communication networks have been down since their satellites were destroyed. Unfortunately, we are experiencing trouble too. All of Usia has been affected, and we don't know when things will be back up and running. We're not even sure if this is Erusia's doing. Still, we will follow the strategy that was originally planned, and move on to the next operation after liberating Farbanti. Let's get to it. Since the war began, we've been receiving communications in secret from an officer in the Erusian army.
With the capital under our control, Erusia's radical element is losing support quickly, affecting the balance of power.
HQ is thinking of using the military officer as a way to gain leverage to settle peace negotiations. The officer is currently hiding in the outskirts of Anchorhead Bay, having joined up with support dispatched from the Osian army. The plan is that they'll take a standard vehicle to a rendezvous point at a harbor in the east part of the city, where a helicopter will be waiting.
I would like the new Strider Squadron to provide escort for the officer. Cyclops will remain at the base
Yeah,
on standby
two
to
little
serve
words.
as defense.
Escort mission.
With the communication network currently down in the capital,
This is
very
rather
much
difficult
doubt
actually
Erusia
because
will be able to mount a regimented counterattack.
very urban warfare
However, it is
kind of thing.
likely that
So
Erusia's intelligence department and the remaining forces who are aware of the
Yeah, it's gonna be tricky.
movements will interfere. Keep a close eye on the officer and make sure he stays safe. Our victory in Farbanti has given us a golden opportunity to finally end this war. Be safe out there.
take note that our satellite-based IFF has become unreliable following the recent communications failure. As such, target ID will be done by processing the images from the infrared cameras on your aircraft. Objects will initially appear as unknown on your HUDs, but will be ID'd once you close in on them for a set period of time.
It's actually a very good gameplay mechanic I've not seen in... I don't think I've really seen in other Ace Combat games. IFF being identification, friend or foe, the system that tells you if Muggins out there is your enemy or friend. So a lot of the targets will initially be just unknown, and I think you can lock onto them and destroy them, but it's best to wait until you work out who they are first. And you can tell the music's well, gone to illustrate how dour things are right now. Yeah, Raphael needs to buy at some point. You know, that's going to be a handy component, so... yeah, we'll go through that and... we can go through that. I mean, what's that? Lock on range for the bomb. Oh, okay. That's got AGMs on it. That's going to be handy for this mission, I believe. So, yeah, may as well buy it. I think this is the like the two-seater one as well. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, we'll get some AGMs to go with it as well because, well, AGM is very useful. The this is a weapon system from previous Ace Combat games as well. The self-forging fragments. I'm using it. Self-forging fragment submunitions. Basically, it's like a bomb system that delivers like cluster bomb effect over an area, and obviously a variable at what altitude you are when they are launched. I don't really use them so much. I know that Tornado had them in previous Ace Combat games, and just used something else than Tornado instead, quite frankly. You know, while we're here, we might as well just unlock more stuff. There's nothing that we're really saving for, quite frankly. I mean, the Berkut would be nice, but that's going to take a while to get through. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah. Going to need a lot of money for that one. And then there's just SU-35s, SU-30. Already got the F-35. It's got 8 AGMs. Huh. You know, I can never have enough craft with I mean, I can never have enough craft with ground-based systems. But for this mission, we're going to need, I think, 4 AGM, because when it gets to like 8 and high numbers, it's just a bit. We saw how quickly it locks onto targets. And I don't really want to like launch multiple AGMs at one target if I can help it. So yeah, we'll give the SU-34 a try. I'm pretty sure. Obviously, you can see the like dramatic lighting effects as we come later in the game now. Not really sure if we can see it from there. You can just about see the. Take the HUD off for a second. You can just see like 2 seats side by side in there. I believe this is one actually has a working toilet and small kitchen behind the cockpit as well. It's very interesting aircraft. But we are going to need some AGMs for it. And some parts. Not a skin. Some parts. Thank you. So what do we want? It's not incredibly maneuverable, it being a bomber of sorts, so you know. So put that in. Want to make it a bit tougher as well, because it's a bomb where it'll be close to the ground a lot of the time. And put the Queen's Custom in there. Now we want fastest tracking missiles. Now for the AGM system we want I think it should be the hard point thing. No, it's just for bombs. Yeah, they are special. Only adds 8 of them, but that could be difference. Make it reload rather quickly. That's good. These are all bomb orientated. That's for the lasers. That's for the rockets. And special missile power, yeah. Get a bit of oomph, as we call it. Put a bit of range on the missiles.
Strider Squadron, you're cleared to taxi.
I forgot about the emblem, but yeah. Never mind. So yeah, this is a nighttime sortie at 9 o'clock at night with a few clouds. It's not too bad, but again, it's urban combat. It's going to be difficult, and well, we'll see how we go. A lot of ground targets in this mission, I believe, and it's an escort mission, which means it's a pain in the ass.
To the unidentified Osean craft, this is Captain Carl of the Osean Army. Are you here for the escort? You're not the squadron I was expecting. Are you really friendlies? Over.
And he gets pulled over for speeding. Game over.
Airborne warning and control system for the Osean Long-Range Strategic Strike Group. Captain Carl, they're on our side.
And those 2 pilots we've heard about must be here too.
Okay, I hope you're right. Lancaster, are all of
You
these
see where that
really
on the
unknowns?
left-hand side of the cockpit.
It's a state of civil war. The Erusian army is fighting itself. There's no guarantee the Oseans won't shoot us in this confusion.
Yeah, so all these yellow ones are completely unknown.
Image process the unknowns caught in your cams to identify friend or foe.
So we lock onto one of
Process will
them.
be faster if you get a close-up, well-centered image.
Meanwhile, we just run if they shoot us, right?
And then that's the enemy target.
Identify your target before you fire. ID is Erusian military.
It's something I'll never get used to. But tonight has been a total shock. The city under martial law. Gunfire and the roar of jets echoing through the streets.
You have the Allied aircraft.
Give me Strider Squadron's IDs. Oh, and hand me that sandwich.
God, he's eating again. It's going to make me hungry in a minute. This is why I can't watch food programs, because I just get so bloody peckish. It's kind of annoying. Let alone an AWACS operator who's always talking about sandwiches. So initially you want to do like a lot of scooping around, snooping, seeing who's who, getting a good idea of the picture, and then
Entering the Anchorhead Bay area. Buildings will block your line of sight. Make sure to keep track of your objective.
How this war ends depends on this mission. I'm counting on you. Understood.
Strider Squadron, identify the unknowns along the route.
yeah, they're getting under attack, so we want to push over there quickly.
Strider 1, target acquired.
Wonderful, so be it!
It's Erusian.
Right, don't want to rush it.
They aren't responding aggressively.
Gentlemen, they're conservatives who listen to us.
We'll do a 180 and scanners, guys. Yeah, they're allies.
ID is Ocean forces. This is AWACS for the LRSSG.
Our info has been updated.
Made it through the Anchorhead Bay area. We're heading along Highway 208 under the bridge. We're taking the coastal highway at the next
Right, I got most of the allies identified now.
There's a strict curfew. Gathering bars and other places to learn what's going on. Target eliminated.
Right, what the hell?
Missile.
It's Erusian military.
Yep. Is that a heli?
Wait. General managed to convince them.
Listen, those that protect General Labarthe are the real patriots. Onward!
I think this might be hostile. They look like gunboats.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
There's a vehicle up ahead. It's gonna ask us to pay a toll. Closer and find out if it's an enemy vehicle.
Enemy ship sunk. We'll go. Let's go. We archived all the footage that we've shot. When the communication networks come back online. Target hit.
We need to remind everyone that
Now going through the clouds. Can't tell. Lock on. There we go.
Signs of the clean warfare at the beginning of this war are now gone.
You're in their sights, Strider 1.
it's no good. There's still a car on the road. Just to be safe, we better avoid the highway.
Whoa!
Lancaster, we're taking a detour. Don't lose us.
Strider 1, General's route has changed. Keep your eyes on his vehicle. Don't let him out of your sight.
No, no, the Apache helicopters are very unforgiving in this area.
This is a wide net they've cast. They really don't want the war to end, do they?
Set up in all the right places.
There's a vehicle blocking the road. No response to hails. It's the radicals.
You can make like an educated guess as to what's hostile when it shoots missiles at you.
Behind us. They're gaining on us. We changed our route, but the enemy's still on us.
One AA gun destroyed.
Come on, what are you? There we are.
Target obliterated.
It is not machines that make the decisions in war. It's people. Understand that.
Strider 1, locked on target.
That could be an Apache. Well, if it is, it's friendly.
My engine's been hit. Where did that come from? I'm surrounded by nothing but friendly. No, the attack was an unintentional mistake.
Strider 3, launching missile.
Oh god, Pete, just use missiles already.
Strider 1, missile launched.
Jesus. Oh, tough guy.
Whether you're a patriot or not, you're just too stubborn to change with the times. We're almost at landfill number 7. If we can make it.
Sorry, this is not my best playthrough of this game, really.
Captain Carl, do you have the means to record this conversation? I wish to explain to you the situation inside Erusia. I'm sure the boys listening upstairs will record it.
Whoa.
The open declaration of war, expanding the front lines, was all the work of some young Erusian officers. They were referred to as the radicals, but there was an unseen force guiding them. It was technology they borrowed from the Belgians. When they actually went to war, the performance of the attack drones exceeded their wildest dreams. And they were incredibly clean, which got public opinion and the opportunists within the military on their side. They even manipulated the princess.
Yeah, Belkin was one of the aggressors in the
Search within the Erusian
Ace Combat Zero.
for 10 years. They used the flight data from a former ace pilot to create drone AI.
Belkin's generally sort of mistrusted kind of country, considering how much espionage they've done in previous games as well. I believe Grundon Industries, the ones who made the drones, as we saw in previous cutscenes, are actually a Belkin company that are themselves. So the first time I heard that when I played this game, I was like, oh shit, son.
There are rumors of a military group calling itself the Free Angels. An unknown is blocking our scheduled route.
No response. Got a bad feeling.
Missile. Missile.
Right.
Strider 1, target acquired.
This one's very difficult to get to because he's just touching away there.
Thanks. We would have been toast.
Captain Carl, we have a new rendezvous point. New coordinates are as follows. 263 Tango 4, 19er Delta Lima. Rescue team says hostiles are making the area too dangerous.
Well, yeah, don't they know nowhere is safe?
OC forces at landfill number 7 has led to an 8-mile storm after the Erusian military.
It's all gone to hell. Even radio chatters about the Civil War. Radio? Commander. You have one in your cockpit? Yeah, ever since my previous squadron. I've got it taped, nice and secure.
We're about to cross Anchor Bridge. There'll be nowhere to hide. Get them before they get us. If they don't respond, shoot them down. An armored vehicle's behind us. It's a vehicle used by the Erusian forces. Take it out.
Trigger, our VIP is in trouble.
I see him.
Wait for him.
Taking fire. Take care of them. I didn't think we were gonna make it, but you saved us. Thanks.
See why the AGMs are really handy for this mission now.
They actually believe that using robots will put an end to bloodshed. Prepare to fire on a moment's notice. You guys have opened the trial of the war, leading our country further into ruin.
Destroy aircraft with tally marks on the tail. Torpedo unit double.
Oh dear. I love that, and I just turn my ass right into the wave of missile as well, so
Any ambushes?
it's kind of interesting.
System failures caused friendly fire incidents among OC forces. There are even rumors of penal units turning on their former allies. The main conflict is that regional forces in the center, south, and east struggle over stabilization of
It's actually very rare you go on nighttime missions like this in any of the Ace Combat games. A lot of them are very much of in the daytime kind of set.
make peace with Mosia as rebels.
We're the only ones here on our side.
It's a night. I find the using nighttime ones just low visibility and generally more difficult anyway, as you'd think.
Locked on. Go down. Enemy has a lock.
Target eliminated. It's Erusian military.
We still have drones at our disposal. It's too early for peace talks.
I should be okay with these.
Future food from the high heavens. How are we supposed to tell the difference? There are enemies everywhere. UAVs are acting strange. Their autonomous mode must be bugged. It's not the true server. It's the screw Charlie Foxtrot. We're coming up on a tunnel. We'll need to split up until we reach the exit.
And of course my player character.
In the end, Belkin technology only brought chaos to the world.
I can't believe Arusi is responsible for Harley's assassination.
Missile.
You talking politics? That's new.
Can't ignore a story like that, right, Trigger?
Missile.
Traffic flows completed. Missile hit.
If I was to push both bumpers together, it makes autopilot, which automatically levels your aircraft. It's very handy if you're just momentarily disorientated.
I'm thinking that we should go say hi before they ruin the General's day.
Again, it's something I don't think they actually explain to you in any tutorial or whatever. You're kind of expected to know it. It's kind of like how to look up the how to launch flares, which is pushing both sticks in together. Anyway, let's survey these targets here.
ID is Erusian military.
The General's a real celebrity. Seems everyone wants to meet him.
We're taking heavy fire. Concentrate your fire on the combat vehicle.
How'd you last long, Caster? If it's Rick, and we're here to help. Unidentified aircraft to the drone.
Cleared.
We were nearly done for. I couldn't have asked for better timing.
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
We've reached the industrial zone. This should be the new rendezvous point. The coordinates are up ahead. Take out any enemies in the surrounding area.
We've got no flares.
Annexed by Erusia.
Just run's got no flares and stolen as well. That doesn't help.
Almost at the rendezvous. Leave the rear to the others. Understood.
Yep, allies.
The radicals truly believe boosting drone productions will make up for our losses. They should be taking responsibility for the capital's fall, but instead they're prolonging the war. That is why proper conservatives like myself are moving to regain control. If all goes well, we should be able to sign a truce with Osea quickly.
Enemy has a lock on you.
4 down.
Destroyed.
We've reached the rendezvous point. There's the chopper, too.
Who do we turn to in this darkest hour? We need a beacon of light to show us the way. This is the Erusian News
And I think we're done. Now that's tricky because obviously because the nature of the mission to ID the targets. When they're caught on that bridge, it's tricky because you need an ordnance that can obviously negate the bridge, or you yourself to fly through the bridge. That's why I usually screw up a lot of the time.
Unidentified aircraft approaching.
Oh yeah, we're not over yet.
This plane is carrying civilians.
Now, if you remember the previous cutscene, you might know who this is.
Engage in combat. Please stand down.
There's those lights again.
What's going on?
Try to get a little closer. Weapon use is prohibited.
What's going on? Dr. Schroeder!
Whoa. There's a girl on board? He's not lying about carrying civilians. No. Unless she's a
Yeah, last time I
soldier.
checked, civilians can be girls too. God. Anyway, we'll try one more mission after this and then we'll wrap it up for today. We're actually getting kind of near to the end now. A lot of revelations are obviously, as you've seen, coming forth, so...
Weapon use is prohibited. We've checked footage. It does seem to be a transport with escorts.
I repeat, this craft is carrying civilians. We are not here to fight.
Dr. Schroeder, tell me what's happening.
Yeah, sorry. Could have my tea at some point.
Attack the civilian liaison.
Oh, that's funny in England. When someone says they got to go for tea, it doesn't necessarily mean the tea drink. It just means like even a meal, which I always call tea. Most people call it dinner, but I usually call dinner the midday meal. True story.
Wait, unknown's attacking the girl's plane.
Hold on tight.
Longcaster,
Permission to engage. Negative. What? It could be Osean fighters. ID them ASAP. Shit. That's all we can do.
Alright then. Wait, hold on. Here we go. Come on.
ID complete. They're Erusian fighters. What the hell is going on? Stay sharp. Right. I'm shooting them down. Any complaints?
Yeah, I'm not going to be waiting to last twice. Last twice. You know what I mean. Yeah, these are YF-23s. They're, one of a better word, vicious. And they'll actually disappear off radar momentarily.
Trigger, ceasefire. Don't miss.
I just did.
Mine. No good. Shit. Trigger, what the hell are you doing?
Doing my job. Oh wait, hold on, what? Did I do? Oh, that's right, yeah, you don't shoot the escorts, I'm an idiot. Forgot about that. You just shoot the targets only. Sorry, you're so used to seeing green as the enemy in this game, so you just, yeah, I forgot about that.
Closer. Weapon use is prohibited.
What's going on? Dr. Schroeder!
Whoa, whoa. There's a girl on board? He's not lying about carrying civilians. No. Unless she's a soldier.
That's a really pretty graphics. I mean, in this recent incarnation of Ace Combat games, the ground effects, the buildings actually look like buildings as opposed to just, well, polygons, quite frankly.
Weapon use is prohibited.
Yeah, this
We've checked footage. It does seem to be a transport with escorts.
time, Pete, don't shoot down the Hornets.
Craft is carrying civilians. We are not here to fight. Dr. Schroeder, tell me what's happening.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you, but do not attack the civilian liaison.
That's the aircraft your grandfather told me about. The one with the scratches. There it is. The EASA
Actually, no, I got any scratches. Can't be me. Nah, canonically speaking, it is me that they're referring to, so.
Wait, unknowns attacking the girl's plane.
Alma, hold on tight.
Lancaster, permission to engage. Negative. What? It could be Osean fighters. ID them ASAP.
Shit.
Yeah, it makes sense now for the escort to peel away and then investigate who these guys are. Yeah, as I said, these I think like the Raptor as well, if you face it as an enemy, you'll actually momentarily go off the radar.
ID complete. They're Erusian fighters. What the hell is going on? Stay sharp. Right, I'm shooting them down. Any complaints?
Nope.
Granted.
Wilco.
Oh, dang it. Damn it.
Don't miss. Eat carefully. Strutter 1, missile launched.
Wants it.
Target hit.
Tough little hombre as well. Yeah, if you're facing like boss characters, like fighters at the end of the mission, they're usually a little bit tougher than your average grunts.
Yeah, good work. Strider 1 has killed a bandit.
It's fine, I got armor to take a lump. Completely missed, of course, because of reasons.
No good. Shit.
You sure are. Come on. Nice. I think that propellant for the missiles came in handy. Right, I think they're going back for the escorts as well. That could be troublesome.
Missile. Missile.
Oh, sugar.
Missile.
Chaff and flares are running low.
They're in my way.
I know it sounds a bit random, but when I say sugar, it's a swear word that oh my goodness, well not swear word, like a swear word substitute I sort of grew up with when I was younger. My parents would use it to not teach me say the naughtier words, and for some reason it's just sort of stuck with me, I guess.
Trigger, cease fire.
Oh, wrong one. Did he just get like my line of sight or something?
Behind the enemy.
Nice kill.
I swear I wasn't locked onto him.
Good work. All hostile aircraft eliminated. The liaison is safe. Wait.
The escort fighter is... drive. They're missing the drive.
What the hell? You gotta be kidding me. Liaison escort has a radar lock. They're targeting you guys.
Yeah, I know.
We were just helping them.
Erusian aircraft, this is AWACS Longcaster. Do not engage the liaison. Break off now.
Can you hear me on this channel, OC craft? Those escort aircraft are drones. They are currently being operated autonomously. They
That's...
are not being controlled by anyone. They are flying on their own volition.
Whoa.
In that case, we have no choice but to shoot the aircraft down.
Unfortunately, yes.
We did what we could. Weapons free. We were cleared to attack the escort.
Welcome.
Understood.
Just flying through me in flares.
Hey, it's not our fault they won't listen to reason. Why do something like that? Whoever did is the king of all dumbasses.
Missile.
Launched.
Stall warning. Stall warning.
Unit 4, the MQ-99's launch. Our commands are overridden. They must be accessing it remotely. Which unit is behind this? Additional hostiles inbound. Great timing.
Son of a bitch.
The escort must have used its remote activation rights to gain more allies. Clever.
Right. More drones, because this game doesn't have enough drones.
Strata 1, target acquired.
Missile.
Enemy on your back.
Missile.
You don't say.
Chaff and flares are depleted.
Missile.
They got a stubborn one on my ass.
In gun range. Missile evaded.
Yeah, I'm wasting these missiles.
Fox 2.
No, it's not gonna hit. Again, you've got an idea usually of when the missile's going to hit and when it isn't. It's like mid-flight they peel away and it's like, oh, it's not going to connect. Oh dear, oh dear.
Stall warning.
Get ahead of steam and
Missile.
just go.
Missile. 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 Missile.
It sounds obvious, but just putting your foot down and evading them is
Missile.
usually the best course of action at times when you're out of flares.
Missile.
Especially when you're out of flares. We've got 7 minutes, so it shouldn't be too bad. That's why I had a spare missile.
Missile. Missile. Stall warning.
Enemy on your back.
Stall warning. Missile. Missile.
Right, maybe I'll be able to get this one on the round. Yeah.
5 bandits remaining.
Missile. Missile.
Damn it. They don't have the drive they need.
Missile. Stall warning. Stall warning. Missile.
Oh, this one's really close.
Missile.
That could work.
Missile.
Come on, come on. Should make a nice sound when they fly past you. It's like a Like a little TIE fighter or something. No. You chaff that away. Oh my goodness. No. I mean, yeah, there is, but that's not. Never mind.
I'm on my target's tail.
Me too. You chase that tail.
4 bandits left. Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Come on, come on. Really? That didn't connect? He's heading right for me.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
Yeah.
3 bandits to
You
go.
just wait until they pull out their turn, go straight, and then as they're pulling straight, fire the missile. So he's turning. Wrong angle to me right now. Went past me. I slow down, turn. He straightens up. And fire.
2 bandits left. Show them what you got. 5 minutes remaining.
Obviously when you're doing that, you're going to have like 6 or 7 on your tail at the same time, so it's not always so straightforward. But there's only a few. There's only 1 left now, so
Warning. Enemy has a bead on you.
I know. No.
Strider 2, Fox 2.
I'm on my target's tail.
Target acquired.
Strider 1, that's what I like to see. Another story to tell my boy.
I mean, just look at that. Like the moon blazing down. Well, blazing. Shining down on the sea.
Eliminated. Nice.
Whole city
General's
below you.
helicopters flying safely outside
Just generally
anchor
really,
at
really
bay.
nice.
All aircraft, RTB, mission complete.
Phew, that was a struggle.
Hostiles, huh? General, the Ocean aircraft is here to pick us up. The approaching Ocean aircraft.
Losing his army? Elaborate. They stole our sealed orders. It should be a piece of cake.
Were you sent by the General Staff? No, we'd like you to send someone. I can't!
There are 3 scratches.
What does that mean?
The tail of that plane.
I know. I know.
Broadcaster, are all of these really unknowns?
You sure were.
In order to respond to the attack on the base, Cyclops has scrambled after being on standby. We'll head up too, once our planes are ready. Oh, and Labarth is dead. What did you say? Apparently, he was shot down by another Ocean aircraft after he left the area of operations. I mean, I know it was chaos, but still. At any rate, the sealed order operation has come to a close. We have no idea about a plan for going forward.
All we can do for now is watch our own backs.
What's up with the commander?
He's staying in his room. He's still alive, since we can hear him crying.
Oh, wow. I can't actually remember if there's any sort of special skins you can obtain on that. I mean, according to the usual rule of like there being at least 1 each mission, there should be, but I must have missed it.
The island we went to was supposed to have been secured by the ground forces. They hadn't gotten a handle on things by the time we got there, so now we were stuck in the middle of a half-assed campaign. My job was to get the planes ready for combat, making repairs and handing them over to our troop of cons. Thing is, the enemy still had the hangars. The comms were still down, so
Who?
none of us knew what the hell was going on. The last transmission I
What,
heard
Creeper?
before
What
everything
do you
went
mean?
to shit was that some prisoners from an Osean military penal unit rioted and managed to escape. They stole some jets and now they were flying around, taking out their former allies left and right. I wonder if any units like ours were out here, creeping around. Hearing the Osean jets firing at each other overhead chipped away at my
Alright.
morale.
I think he's
Since the
talking about a
radio was
mutual
out,
friend we
it was
have in
quiet.
GTA Online.
I liked it better that way. All I heard was the gunfire.
Yeah.
Here we were.
If he steps out of line, he's got a lot of friends
carrying
that
rifles. We were pilots, damn it.
might come to the same conclusion if he's
Friendly
behaving the
fire
way you
won't
say he
probably
is.
kill us. You know things are desperate when the guards that used to lock us into solitary are now telling us it's better we all stick
Why,
together.
what's he doing anyway?
I guess they think our odds of surviving this war are better that way. After walking for miles across the battlefield, we came across the wreckage of a plane. Passenger, not military. I knew that rose. It was an Erusian liaison plane. The guard's dogs smelled something and took off. They led us to a cliff. And the bodies.
Today, I lost everything. When Osea attacked our capital, my father,
Yeah, sure, no
who
worries.
was never really suited
We'll see
to
that
me,
later.
was killed. I was to be flown out of the war zone to safety, but the plane was shot down by rebels. The entire crew was killed in the crash. Soldiers appeared and one shot at me. My dog went after him and shot him to pieces. He was my best friend. After all those speeches I gave about working together for peace, I thought everyone felt the same as I did. I'm sure the soldier who shot at me knew I was the Princess of Erusia. He was Erusian too. More soldiers have come. Now, there is no one left to protect me. I am so numb, I cannot move. I watch as one of their dogs approaches. It sniffs mournfully at my dead friend. I wonder if it grieves for him as much as I do. I can barely think. I feel weaker by the minute. I don't know who these soldiers are with, but I managed to take a sip of the water they gave me.
How long have you been here?
Somehow, I muster the courage to answer the woman's question. I tell her I've been there 3 days. They gather around me with grim looks on their faces. What would they do if they knew I was the Erusian princess? After searching the cockpit of the plane, the woman who spoke to me before came back to me.
This is an air-to-ground tactical radio. It still works.
I noticed she walked with a limp. She knelt down next to me and asked her companions to give me some food. And then, very softly, she said,
You see, I used to listen to your broadcasts, Your Royal Highness.
Yeah, to be fair, if you've got a radio fan,
Just what did you see?
you are going to find some similarity with her voice. And it's going to be very easy to discern who she is. Yeah, we'll call this the last one for now. I'll make these episodes about 2 hours long, no longer really.
Okay,
I can.
enough talk. Your opinions have all been taken into consideration. Beyond the seizure of Farbanti, which is important, and supporting the Erusian...
Oh yeah, no, it's like I
this
said,
point, I
just the
don't
general
know what
quality
else
of
to
animation in the
or what our
game,
mission is.
everything else is just, it's really come a long way since the original.
Radio communication is still patchy for both the military and civilians. So we're getting...
I mean, Ace Combat 4 on the PS2, they had
Still, with countless
like
Erusian
hand-drawn
forces in the
cutscenes,
area, it's too dangerous
like just
for us to stay
stills
around here waiting for
narrated.
a lyric. Now,
Regarding Count's suggestion to think about self-defense,
And then 5, it was like sort of Mass Effect looking CGI characters.
I think we should make a break for Tyler Island. It was a large Osean base before the start of the war. Count says his previous squadron took part in an operation to seize control of the island. It has the only base that will get us to the space elevator without refueling. It's also a transport facility for supply ships that provide drones and ammo for arsenal birds. For the Osean forces that are looking to reclaim the space elevator, those are
Yeah,
two
because
great reasons in its favor.
Ace Combat
If
4
everything
was
went according to plan,
the first
the base may
PS2 Ace
already be
Combat
in
game.
Allied hands when
The first 3
Though based on
was
what
initially
Count
called
told
Air
me about the
Combat.
island operation,
They were on the
it won't
PS1.
be easy to seize control.
The third Ace Combat game on the PS1, Japanese version had a whole fleshed out story with characters, divergent paths, story paths, and that sort of thing, like stuff you take for granted in a JRPG, for instance. When it came to the West, the same game had a barely there intro at all, and just so much content for reasons I still don't know why. And the story actually made sense in the Japanese release. In the edited Western version, you get like a barely minimal story. You get no cutscenes at all, which is a shame because it's actually a really fun game to play. Right, so I'm not sure what I'm going to go against. When in doubt, multi-roll. The music's changed as well, which is a nice change. You know, we haven't played the F-35 for a while. We'll try some of that. And we'll put in... AGMs, because I remember they were talking about disruption of a weapons facility, so... let's see... Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I want to increase the power by a lot. That's always helpful. And then we've got 3 strikes on the side of it. So we've got any new emblems available? Yeah, we do. There's North Osea Grinda Industries, the Belkans, as it were, which we're not really a part of, so I don't think that's relevant. We'll go by, I don't know, yeah, because we've got some Erusians on our side. Now we'll fly their flag a bit more. Yeah, just set it, of course. Or maybe it's because of the skin. Try back to Osea. Free Erusia. On the tail. Yeah, there we go. That's so bizarre that the skin determines how the emblems are going to be placed in your plane.
Strider Squadron, sortie ASAP.
Because you never had emblems back in previous games. It was just the skin colours for the individual planes. Oh, no, I remember this. This is a lot of anti-ground stuff. So, yeah, it should be pretty straightforward.
This is Tango 2-3, pursued by multiple tanks and APCs. They'll all go down if we don't pull back the landing craft. And what? Abandon Tango 2-3?
Something's not right.
Tango 2-3, we don't have the firepower to
on the Ocean landing ship. What's going on? What did you say?
Multiple bogies inbound. Damn it. Prepare for anti-air combat.
Right, so
This is the AWACS Longcaster. The aircrafts in your area belong to the LRS.
this should be an allied unit.
Allied aircraft. A retreating vehicle
Yep.
is taking fire. Requesting assistance.
Roger.
Bunty.
ID complete.
Our air support is here.
Right, considering they're moving it inland.
Unknown successfully identified.
Yeah.
Thank God. Friendly birds.
Fox 2. Tank is destroyed. Update us on Tyler Island.
God, I will miss one, won't I?
Forces are scattered and on the run.
They're on the run?
We were waiting for retreating units here to carry them out to safety.
There we are. Also, speaking of the Maverick trailer for Top Gun, saw the Picard trailer, well, partly last night and then all the rest of it today. Which looks interesting because it looks unlike any other sort of Star Trek thing before. It looks a bit sort of ragtag, sort of X-Men style of like just that sort of you know, when a film is less sort of less about an organisation, more about just a bunch of eclectic characters like Firefly or something, you know, which just feels different, but it could be interesting though.
Get us out of this hellhole. We need help while we're still up and running. 3 strikes, count to 3, and the enemy's gone.
Our last vehicle's been destroyed. Let's get out of here.
Let's get moving. Hit the gas and don't let up until we reach the extraction point. I don't want to see anyone, hostile or friendly. There's more over here. Bodies against the building. Hard to fight. Look at that, they're all lined up.
So, space elevator platform,
No, they're not combatants. Some of them aren't even landing.
space elevator, or space launch platform. There's a technical term, I can't remember it right now.
Just give us another 30 minutes. The men say they want to
Oh dear.
escape the Providence area.
Show about 3 AGMs of that one dude.
Happening here.
Drone trucks.
He's a blatant war crime. Take photos for evidence.
Dang it.
Jesus, they're firing at each other. Is this the norm?
Oh dear.
It's all crazy people.
Taking fire from a Russian aircraft.
Trigger. That was an ally. Identified them.
Yeah, I know the AGM got hungry and it was wanting to feed, so I... Oh! Yeah.
We're moving out. Leave the jet behind. We'll come back to this island one day and set him off properly.
Whoops.
Don't pursue too deep. We just need
Sorry, I think tank, I think like double tap all the time.
until operation feeding time.
I count 12 dead bodies here.
Move them away from the master island.
These should be allies considering.
Upper middle class. The spaceport's nearby, so they could be researchers and their families.
Oh no, they're gunboat support.
Our guys even took out the enemy's air support. What do we do now? Send in the tanks.
Allied retreat looks good.
We are limited permission to take back the mass driver. The supply ship is a munitions depot. It's highly combustible.
Get in the landing craft.
Save your ammo.
Many thanks, Longcaster. We didn't have to leave our boys to die.
Understood. Target acquired. Strider 1, APC destroyed.
Right, let's get inland. But yeah, I grew up with the Star Trek Next Generation TV show back in the 90s and stuff, and apart from obviously the earlier seasons been a bit cringy, because obviously the characters are still sort of developing at that point. Always preferred like Picard over Kirk. I mean, I can get when my parents enjoyed the original Star Trek and stuff. That's fine, but there's something more to the character when you make him more than just a maverick of a captain, you know. Whoa. Yeah, forget this, I'm gonna bug out. Wait for it. Too close. Come on. What the hell? Oh, flippin' heck.
Strider 1, we've identified the unknown targets. It's the Osean military.
Don't they know they're on the same side? Are we firing at each other?
This is AWACS Longcaster. We're uploading the latest ID data. Check your TAC terminal. You guys got out alive. You have time to figure it out.
I mean, a lot of hardcore fans back in the day actually, well, really did not like the Next Generation because it, well, basically, you know what people are like with the whole sort of completely new sequel, saga, reboot, whatever. But speaking of someone who grew up with the Next Generation Voyager DS9, I didn't actually mind the reboots as well, like the whole Chris Pine recent Star Trek films reboot. If anything, I like them because, to an extent, they actually help people who don't really watch Star Trek. We'll just get into it easier. A lot of films from TV shows tend to be, if you've watched a TV show, you have an idea what's going on, which can alienate a lot of newcomers. People would prefer to watch a TV film without to sift like through 100 odd episodes beforehand. Yep. I know. Oh my word. Come on. Hit. Nope. What's that? He's dead is what it is.
The bombers are nearing the island. We're running out of time.
I see them. Sorry, I completely forgot they were bombers. As you do. I mean, anyone can make that mistake, right? What are we looking at? TU-160s. Got some thick cloud.
Strider 3 launching missile.
Yeah, blackjacks.
Target was not struck.
I know.
More bombers approaching. Intercept them now.
Launch control, this is flight leader. All systems ready. We are a go for launch. Enemy on your back. This is launch control. The enemy is closing. Confirm launch readiness. This is our last chance for Operation Phoenix. Launch control. Roger that.
Come on, hit. Gotcha.
Intercept those bombers.
I know. Tell me twice.
Strider 1, target eliminated.
Tell me 3 times maybe, but not twice. Locking the target. Don't know if it's gonna work, it's coming. Whoa, slow enough to catch it, nice.
It's the island. Shoot them down now. Only half the bombers remain. We can't let even one get away.
Yeah, we could take that hit. Damn it, we've missed one. Never mind. Try it again. Yeah, you won.
Carpet bombing? They can't be serious. How many do they think they'll kill? We've lost contact with the Oseans on the island. You failed.
Don't split hairs. I'm just being silly.
Let's help retreating Osean forces. Take out any hostiles in their area. Don't engage till targets are ID'd.
The boots on the ground don't need more people shooting at them.
Thanks. It's absolute chaos out there. The Erusians are even starting to fight amongst themselves.
Well, now we know what's going on, but shit. Nice. Turning in an hour tops. We need the advantage to pin the enemy down.
Calling friendly bird. Take out the hostiles in our area. Get us out of this hellhole. We need help while we're still up and running. We're down to less than half. There's more over here. Bodies are getting started. I don't know we're part of the fight. With that, we're all lined up.
I think he was in their little area. I can't reach the missile. Might have to pay him a visit in a minute.
Guess what happened here? We don't want It's a blatant war crime.
Now, where is he?
Work to the right! Fire at that supply ship! It's the radicals that shot us in the back. I'll make them pay for this.
If you take 3 strikes, count to 3, and the enemy's gone.
Our last vehicle has been destroyed. Let's get out of here.
Let's get moving! Hit the gas and don't let up until we reach the extraction point!
Nice, thank you, Allied unit.
Hostile
Oh dear.
I just got the photograph. We'll head back to HQ soon. Give us another 30 minutes. The men say they want to at least give the children a proper burial.
Jesus, they're firing at each other. Is this the norm around here?
It's all crazy people.
Don't pursue too deep. We just need to buy some time. Open the bay until operation feeding time. Move them away from the mass driver.
Come on. Nah, too late.
We are in the middle of a mission to take back the mass driver. The supply ship at the munitions depot is highly combustible.
Go with us! Can you see the enemy APC from there?
No, that's not gonna hit.
Leave the cat behind! We'll come back to this island one day and send him off properly. I count 12 dead bodies here. They seem to be upper middle class. Base one's nearby, so there could be researchers in the sampling. Most likely, they were involved in Delta. Our guys even took out the enemy's air support. What do we do now? Send in a tank!
Allied retreat looks good.
Yeah. Tit for tat.
You're right now. Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Getting the landing craft! Many thanks, Wildcat.
Damn it, he threw his flares.
Boys to die.
Understood.
Hell yeah.
Target acquired.
Right, let's get to a new area quickly.
Target destroyed.
Locked on.
This independent special security squadron is demanding to be ready for the base. An explosive inside! Continue the countdown.
Oh dear.
Do the countdown!
What's he shooting?
There's still one arsenal bird left. Right now, we can fill it full of bombs. We'll have a fighting chance.
Taking fire from Erusian aircraft!
Trigger.
I know.
Identify, then attack.
The hell? You're killing your own men.
Erusian military.
Don't they know they're on the safe side? We're firing at each other.
This is AWACS Longcaster. We're uploading the latest ID data. Check your TAC terminal.
Nope. Maybe go south and get rid of some of those ground units.
You guys got out alive. You have time to figure it out. Wait, multiple bogies from the east?
Their timing tells me they're not here to bring good news.
We need to ID the bogies. Take them down if they're hostile.
Understood.
There they are. Tell you what, let's get them now before they come in and land a bit closer.
Strider Squadron, you're near an armada of bogies. Identify them.
Yeah, I should have done this sooner, shouldn't I?
Visual.
Like an eagle.
Come on.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you. Target acquired.
Whoa.
Identification complete. It's Erusian bombers and their escorts.
Count's prophecy has come true. Take out all bombers, or they'll flatten our allies.
Plenty of civilian casualties as well.
There he is at the center.
Precision bombing is impossible in these conditions. Maybe they know they can't. We're gonna drop them all.
Yeah, mass driver, that's what it's called, yeah.
I'm on my target's tail.
Come on, where are you? There you are. Remember in previous Ace Combat games, sometimes a mission would have like an AWACS jam in the area, and it would usually be found behind this guy, and it would mean, unless you shot it down, the area on radar would be blanketed in like a pulse that you couldn't see beyond.
Enemy on your back.
More bombers approaching. Intercept them now.
Come on. Damn it.
Only half the bombers remain. We can't let even one get away. Intercept those bombers.
Damn it. Oh, go away, I'm busy.
Flares.
I'm on my target's tail.
Enemy on your back.
Gun range.
No, if I just do a few loops, I should be able to get rid of him.
The bombers are about to reach the island. Shoot them down now.
Got him.
I'm on my target's tail.
Bandit hit.
Missile evaded.
98% damage. A few more gunshots will put me out of action. Or a missile. Whatever works. Yeah, I think we're running over at this point. We'll try one more go.
Let's up retreating Osean forces. Take out any hostiles in their area.
Yeah, again, apologies for not being a great playthrough today. They are difficult missions, but yeah.
It's absolute chaos out there. The Erusian stream is starting to fight amongst themselves.
Well, now we know what's going on, but shit.
Bring the anti-tank missile. Hit that heavy armor at the front line. Don't stop. There's more over here. Bodies against civilians. I hope you were part of the fight. Yeah, we're all lined up. No, we're not combatants. Some of them aren't even wearing shoes. If you see 3 strikes, count to 3, and the enemy's gone.
Our last vehicle's been destroyed. Let's get out of here.
Let's get moving! Hit the gas and don't let up until we reach the extraction point! I don't want to see anyone, hostile or friendly! Here's what happens here. Really don't want to think about it. Damn, those Russian bastards! It's a flagrant war crime! Take photos for evidence.
Jesus, they're firing at each other. Is this the norm around here? It's all crazy people.
Damn it.
I just got the photographs. We'll head back to HQ soon. Give us another 30 minutes. Demonstrating what it would mean to get the children in Flowers area. Our guys even took out the enemy air support. What do we do now? Send in a tank!
Allied retreat looks good.
No procedure team. You just need to buy some time. Holding the bay until Operation Feeding Time. Move them away from the mass driveway.
Yeah, those AD tanks are really tough. They're not invincible. Damn it.
Seem to be upper middle class. The big boys nearby, so they could be researchers and their families. Most likely, they were advanced.
My word. You see where the drones get on my nerves now? There's just... They can launch so many of them and just buggy for eternity. And they've also got flares, so you know. I know, it's had a beat on me since I started the damn mission.
I'm on my target's tail.
Strider 1, APC destroyed.
This whole operation is crazy. Stop whining.
Come on, hit.
Strider 1, missile launched.
Right, let's get rid of these 2 jokers.
Target acquired.
We did it. We're moving out. Leave the dead behind. We'll come back to this island one day and send them off properly.
It's kind of sad when you think about it, really.
Hear us? We're taking fire from multiple enemy tanks. The Erusian ground forces show no sign of letting up. We're taking heavy damage.
See, I don't remember this mission being that difficult. I mean, there's no target to attain, no time limit, really. You're just going through a shit ton of defences.
We're down to less than half our vehicles. This isn't looking good. We need help. Bring over your turret.
Oh yeah, and for the record, sometimes when I put the game off, I still hear the missile ringing in my memory. Like, you know when you hear a sound constantly for so long, you just, even when you don't hear it anymore, your brain still likes to play that tune, so to speak.
It's the Osean military.
Don't they know they're on the same side?
Little rascal.
This is AWACS Longcaster. We're uploading the latest ID data. Check your TAC terminal.
Confirmed. The info is from an Allied AWAC. Hold your fire. Roger. But what are we supposed to believe? Who should we follow?
You guys got out alive. You have time to figure it out.
Whoa. Come on. Thank you. Scan them, scan them.
Wait, multiple bogeys from the east.
Damn it.
We need to ID the bogeys. Take them down if they're hostile. Understood.
Right, I need to get out of here now.
Strider Squadron, you're near an armada of bogeys. Identify them.
Should we fire? Even if we're not fired upon? Of course. Chase out the bogeys! There's no way they're ours! Almost there. Commence Operation No Return! These are unguided. Stay on course.
You can actually get like what it's called in the tree, a fire extinguisher for your aircraft, which means any damage you take over like 80 or well between 60 and 90% is eventually healed over time. So it's basically regenerative health.
Prophecy has come true. Take out all bombers. They'll flatten our allies. Plenty of civilian casualties as
Gotcha.
well. Precision bombing is impossible.
I don't really use it because it's obviously high difficulty might be warranted, but just regenerative health in games is only a few games I really like to play with it on, if you know what I mean.
Strider 1, bandit splashed.
Okay, what the hell am I doing better now?
Enemy has a lock on you.
I say that and you got locked on.
The bombers are nearing the island.
Yeah,
Running out of time.
I know. Get a blackjack and go for him.
Enemy on your back.
Outnumbered and will be surrounded.
There's a mission just like this in Assault Horizon,
Strider 1, missile launched.
and it's really frustrating. Like, you just have to shoot down these blackjack bombers before they get close to the target, and you've got everyone and their sister on your tail.
Strider 1, target acquired.
Come on.
More bombers approaching. Intercept them now.
I'm on my target's tail.
Damn it.
Try to maintain a lock in the clouds.
Oh, come on.
Enemy on your back. Intercept those bombers.
I don't think I can do this. That.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Flipping heck.
The bombers are about to reach the island. Shoot them down now.
No. Well, we're out of time for today's stream. Like I say, I want to keep them around the 2-hour mark, and yeah, it's not been my greatest success today on the game, so next episode I'll see if I can get past this particularly difficult mission, and we'll go from there. Like I said, we're getting towards the end of the game now, so there's only like a handful of missions. I'm not exactly have an idea of how many, but it's obviously the story's starting to wrap up, so I know we're getting close to the end. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you folks later. Take care now.